Did you know that self-conceptualization leads to self-efficacy? Hi, my name is Penny Persis and I'm your host for the Life Lab, a podcast that talks about different life series, good and bad, negative and positive, comfortable and uncomfortable, with a motive or an intention to see that we motivate ourselves, transform ourselves to the way or on the way of becoming better versions of who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to deal with different life series. I believe for the next years that we have, I do not know your age, but I believe for the next years that we have, we can do something better. We can become better versions of who we're supposed to be by or with the different talks that are going to be shared or we are going to be discussing about on this podcast. Now today we are going to talk about something that is very common, however much the term may look a little bit complicated, but this is self-conceptualization, or something that we hear on a daily basis, something called self-discovery. I believe you've heard about self-discovery for a long time. This is something that we have been hearing, or they've been telling us since we were young. Self-discovery, self-decisions, self-this, self-that. And the English version or the other version is self-conceptualization. Now, on this journey, we want to know, apart from people knowing you, apart from what your parents told you who you are, because I believe self-discovery is a moment where you sit and you start analyzing, you start reading who you are, you start focusing on different things of who you are. Like you go deep into understanding yourself, you go deep beyond what people call you, you go deep on knowing exactly who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? What defines me as me, Penina? What defines me as me? You know your name. And that is self-discovery. It's so fortunate. Sometimes it looks so boring. The self-discovery is a journey. But yes, we are supposed to walk that journey if we want to be successful, if we want to get somewhere in life. And yes, the thing is, apart from people defining who you are, do you exactly know who you are? These are things that I want us to share, talk about in this podcast, in today's episode. It's going to be so brief, but I believe it brings another insightful vision and opens up your mind onto knowing exactly who you are. In most cases, because we've not come to discover ourselves, we end up into situations where we are not supposed to be. Sometimes we call it Satan, sometimes we say bandoga, sometimes we call it witchcraft, sometimes even we go on to why is our stepmother's favor, what that ex-boyfriend of mine, either he said, either he cursed me, either she did this. But clearly, you've not yet come to discover yourself. Self-conceptualization helps us on aligning with principles, helps us on creating different principles, different targets, setting out new things in life once you discover yourself. As we're talking about self-discovery, there are certain things that we are supposed to look at. And I believe you know. Let's talk about purpose, because all this aligns or falls in self-discovery. Let's talk about personality. Let's talk about roles. Now you got more self-discovery. Do you know that sometimes we even end up being in places or situations because we've not yet discovered who we are? You are in that toxic relationship because you do not know who you are. You are at that workplace because you've not understood your potentials and what is in you. You are with those friends, that kind of group, because you do not know exactly what your purpose on this world is. And all these come because we lack self discovery, because we've not yet come to focus and understand or answer questions that sometimes come out in our hearts, but we play them down and we're like, okay, please do not stress me. These are questions like, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? What is my goal? What is my purpose? And because you've not yet come to discover yourself, honestly speaking, you end up having a wrong company of friends. Emikwano nga mibi, jejina emikwano nga jiku driving on the other side of the road. You end up seeing yourself in a way that you didn't even believe. You end up also asking yourself after so many years, but how did I end up here? And I believe you who's watching me, and I believe as we are discussing this, these are some of the questions that should pop in your heart, and you start asking yourself, but exactly, am I honestly doing the right thing with my life? Am I honestly living the life that I am really supposed to live? Am I honestly serving God the way I'm supposed to serve God? At this age, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? That all comes with self-discovery. When you discover yourself, you will understand certain different potentials that are in you. When you discover yourself, you start seeing things that you didn't know that you had in you, potentials that you had in you, treasures that you had in you. And sometimes these are like gates, these are like keys that lead us to another life, to other gates, that open other gates, that open other doors for us. But because you've not yet discovered yourself, you are missing out on different doors. You are missing out on different gates. You are missing out on a different life that you're supposed to walk, because you are sitting on yourself. You do not want to discover yourself. You do not want to walk that journey. Sometimes you're like, okay, yes, if I talk about my personality, if I start discovering about my personality, I do not want to look at this other bit of myself. I do not want to live this other thing that, okay, you just do not want to lose out on who you think you are and the version you're supposed to be walking. But self-discovery will show you that, okay, however much you feel like you are good, you are lacking out on certain manners. You are lacking out on certain disciplines. Self-discovery will show you how bad you talk. Self-discovery will show you how bad your temper is. Self-discovery will show you how to organize your whole tape and everything. I mean, self-discovery is a journey, but at the same time, it's like a teacher. You're a teacher for yourself. You sit down and analyze. And the good thing about self-discovery, if you want it to be a positive journey, it doesn't have to carry out emotions and feelings. You are supposed to be honest with yourself. You are supposed to walk that journey in the truthful way. You sit down and discover yourself. But what is wrong with my backbiting? I think I should end this. I think it's not taking me anywhere. And if I look at this backbiting, it has taken all my friends away. And if I look at this bit of cheating, I've cheated on A, I've cheated on B, I've cheated on Grace, I've cheated on almost all the circle of girls in your area, in your society. Where you live, you've all slept on them. Self-discovery. Self-discovery also comes with another thing of kwekuba mutima on certain things. You're like, I want to be honest with myself. I honestly want to change. It is a journey that we walk to better up ourselves. You discover yourself. You understand yourself. And these are things afterwards, after walking that journey, that is how we become better versions of who we are. You're like, but you know what? I think I'm more than just being a playboy who just sleeps with girls around and with girls in an area where I stay or where I be. I think it is time to stop being this young man that all people in church call a player or your player. I think it's high time for me as a woman to be called something else. I think I just have to be called a woman who's putting on a cloth of grace. And I think I'm supposed to be that woman who's an influence a blessing to the society, and all that comes out when you discover yourself, when you understand yourself, when you come to points of understanding. And let me tell you something with self-discovery, it does not only work on these day-to-day things, but also it leads you to another way when it gets to the spiritual bit of it all. You know, God wants honest things, and God wants people who understand what they want. God is so intentional. So on this journey, as you are walking that self-discovery journey, there is a way also God comes in to help you, because you are being truthful to yourself. You are being realistic yourself. Like God, honestly speaking, I feel like I'm tired of this character. I think I'm tired of this thing, but I do not know how to handle it. Please just be merciful to me. There is a way also God comes into the picture and He helps you. He gives you the grace to move that journey. He gives you the grace to do that thing right. All that comes with self-discovery when you decide to start on this journey. Another beautiful thing about that journey is when you start that journey, you are going to discover who you are going to discover. You are not only going to discover who you are, but also you're going to discover your purpose in this world. Most of us are there, but you exactly do not know your purpose. You do not know your calling. We are so many out there. We do not know our talents. We do not know our gifts. We do not know the treasures that God put in us. We are just there. The only thing that we do is like, oh, dang, I wish I was that person. I wish I was like Beyonce. I wish I was like that musician. But yet you do not know that inside you there is another beautiful person. There are treasures that when you discover yourself, they will come out and the world will be like, wow, this is something that we've been looking for a very long time. Self-discovery. Self-discovery will make you shine out there. Self-discovery will open doors for you. Self-discovery will also help you onto analyzing what your goal, what your purpose is in life, just in case you try to work it. Another bitter truth about it is a journey. It is something that is not going to come out on one day. Into one day you discover yourself. One day you're like, oh, I need to throw this, I need to throw that, I need to throw that. It is a journey. You need to be easy. You need to take yourself easy with it. On self-discovery, there are certain things on this journey that I am also on the journey of self-discovery, and each and every day I discover myself. There are certain things I realize that, okay, this is something bad that I've been doing and I think it's high time I throw it away. But also there are certain positive things I've discovered within myself. I'm like, okay, wow, I didn't know I can do this. I didn't know I can do that. And I embrace them and I accept them and I allow to walk with them in my life. The better thing about life, the better thing about self-discovery in this life that we are in is that it's going to take you places. It's going to take you places. It's going to help you. You are going to be another version of a person, society, people, church people, your friends didn't expect. Self-discovery comes with confidence. There is no way you can be confident when you've not yet discovered yourself. Because when you discover yourself, you are very, very sure about what you're doing and you are so much confident about it. Self-discovery is going to align you with good friends, good destiny helpers that you are supposed to walk this journey with. Self-discovery will teach you, will give you principles, even when, for example, let's talk about relationships, even when you feel like you want this person, you feel like this person is giving you A, B, C, D, but because of your principles and how you discovered yourself, you're like, okay, however much this man is giving me dollars, I'm not taking him because of A, B, C, D. Self-discovery will give you dignity. Self-discovery will bring another value onto your life that you didn't understand, that you didn't think about. And just in case you are there and you've not yet thought about walking this journey, because as we grow, because as we get into the world is so competitive and the world is not the world is for people that are aggressive, people that are willing to take on, but there's no way you're going to take it on when you've not discovered yourself. Otherwise, ojatuka ngetsera nga buri relationship bakusangayo, ojatuka etsera nga ujachikubidde jogenda, ogenda tuka etsera nga oliawo tomanyichiddako. Actually, even a man who doesn't have your own principles will come. A man who doesn't have your taste, a man who doesn't align with what you want will come, but because you've not discovered yourself, you will just go. And at the end of the day, what we shall hear is that you're saying marriage is a bad thing. Yet, honestly, it is not that marriage is a bad thing, but you took something that wasn't yours, and you took it because you had not yet discovered yourself. So, I'm leaving this open discussion for you, to you and maybe your friends around you, to start asking yourself about these questions in life of, by the way, who am I and what can I do with my life and what am I supposed to be doing at this age? And trust me, once you start asking yourself such questions, once you start aligning, once you start challenging your own self, you are going to see yourself changing. You're going to see your circles changing. You're going to start discovering yourself and treasures in yourself. You are going to start knowing the true self of you. By the way, it can also be possible. It is high time you start working this journey of self-discovery. It's a very big topic, a wide topic, but for today, I want us to leave that discussion there. It is an open discussion, and we shall come back with some experts that have walked the journey of self-discovery, and they'll tell us exactly how they've walked it and what has come out of what they worked and what decisions they decided to do after discovering themselves. That is the end of our episode. But before we end the episode, I please want to request you, just in case you are blessed with this podcast, please share it with your friends. We are young girls that are trying to motivate, transform, help each other with things that challenge us in our day-to-day lives, and we see how we are turning out better people of what the society thought we were, and yet now the society is amazed of who we are becoming. Please follow us on TikTok, Penny Persis, YouTube, Penny Persis, and all on our social media handles. We shall be so much blessed to see that like, to see that subscriber, and to see all your comments in the comment section. That is the end of our episode today. Bye-bye.